Have you ever shared a secret you wish you hadn't? Not because the person betrayed you, but because you trusted too easily. Maybe it was in a quiet moment. Maybe it felt like the right time. You believed your secret would stay safe, sealed between two souls. But it didn't. It slipped. It echoed. And somehow, the thing you whispered in confidence returned to you as a rumor. If that's ever happened to you, Ovid understood. Over 2,000 years ago, this Roman poet warned, "A word once let out of the cage cannot be whistled back again." And that, perhaps, is the most dangerous part of being human. We speak, and then we wish we hadn't. Ovid, the poet who knew how dangerous words can be. He lived during the golden age of Rome, a time of marble temples, blood-soaked arenas, and whispered court intrigues. His name was Ovid, one of the greatest poets of the ancient world. Not a general, not an emperor, but a man who understood the power of what is unspoken. He wrote about love, seduction, loss, exile, but most of all he wrote about words. To Ovid, words were like arrows. Once released, they cannot be recalled. They could bind lovers. They could destroy friendships. They could turn kings into beggars, and beggars into myths. And yet, we use them so carelessly. We offer up our stories, our secrets, our soft, unguarded truths, as if they carry no weight. But Ovid knew better. He knew that the real danger in life often came, not from violence or fate, but from a single sentence spoken to the wrong person. Why we share our secrets and why we shouldn't. Sometimes we don't share a secret because we trust someone. We share it because we're lonely, because silence becomes too heavy to carry alone, because saying it out loud makes it feel real. Maybe we whisper it into someone's ear, thinking that confession will bring closeness, that vulnerability will earn love. And for a moment, it does. But then comes the silence after, the second guessing, the wondering, did I say too much? Will they tell someone else? Ovid wrote, "The man who tells his friend a secret binds his tongue with a rope of sand." Think about that. A rope of sand. Something that looks like it holds, but crumbles the moment you need it. He wasn't cynical. He was observant. Because secrets aren't destroyed by enemies. They're eroded by the people we thought were safe. Not always out of malice. Sometimes just out of carelessness. The three people you should never confide in. According to Ovid, 1. The one who loves you too much. They say love is trust, but Ovid would argue love is emotion, and emotion is unstable. He wrote, "Love and silence rarely walk together." The truth is, the person who loves you deeply may also feel deeply, speak impulsively, and leak without meaning to. Not to betray, not to hurt, but because the heart moves faster than the tongue can catch. Picture this: a partner, a close friend, a sibling, trying to defend you in a conversation, and suddenly, your private moment becomes public armor. They didn't mean to tell, but they did. Ovid understood this danger, not as treason, but as the price of intense affection, untempered by caution. 2. The friend who has too many friends. Your secret is safe with me. They mean it when they say it. But what about when they have a best friend? And that friend has a partner, and that partner, Ovid compared it to sand slipping through fingers. The man who tells his friend a secret binds his tongue with a rope of sand. The modern world is worse. Secrets travel faster. Group chats, late-night calls, drunk in honesty. No one thinks they're spreading gossip. They're sharing concern. Just telling one person. Just trying to help. But your private truth becomes social currency. The danger isn't in the friend's intention. It's in their network. 3. The liar who listens too well. And then there's the one who smiles too much, who nods often, who leans in and listens just a little too closely. The liar. Ovid didn't trust them, and neither should we. A liar listens with 2 ears, one to gather, one to scatter. These people don't care about your truth. They care about your vulnerability. They collect secrets the way merchants collect rumors. Not to keep, but to trade. You may not even know they've sold your words until it's far too late. With liars, it's not what they say that destroys you. It's what they repeat with edits. The art of staying silent. A lost virtue. In a world that rewards sharing, silence has become a forgotten virtue. But Ovid believed in its power. Silence is the armor of the wise. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they understand. Not everything deserves to be heard. Silence is not emptiness. It's restraint. In silence, there is control. In silence, there is privacy. In silence, there is safety. We often mistake speaking for strength. We believe telling our stories to anyone who will listen is healing. But sometimes, true power lies in keeping the most sacred parts of yourself for yourself. Secrets can be burdens, yes, but they can also be boundaries. A way of saying, this is mine. You don't get to hold it. You don't get to use it. And Ovid knew that in silence, we don't lose our voice. We choose when to use it. A closing reflection and a gentle warning. So now, you know what Ovid knew, that words are fragile, that people are porous, and that what you share may never truly be yours again. But this isn't about fear. It's not about mistrust. It's about choice. Every time you open your mouth, you're not just telling a story. You're giving someone else the power to hold part of you. And the truth is, not everyone deserves that power. Let caution be your counselor, Ovid wrote. Words once spoken fly and return no more. So maybe today, say a little less, hold a little more, not in fear, but in wisdom, because not every truth needs a witness. Some truths become more sacred in silence. If this spoke to you, if something in Ovid's words echoed inside you, then subscribe. We'll keep listening to the whispers of ancient wisdom and the truths most people overlook.